It's a fabulous Test career, isn't it? 52 the average, over 12,000 runs, played a few games. And he has, we can tell you, faced more deliveries and batted longer in terms of minutes than anyone in Test history. Sounds ominous, doesn't it, Nas?
I would hope he's used them all up. The next delivery that counts, not what's gone before. Stuart Broad pitching it up, swinging it away.
Yeah, there's just a bit there for him. Well, finally he finds a gap. Will run down the hill into the boundary now. So Rahul Dravid off the mark with a sweet little boundary through cover.
Yeah, again, good bowling from Anderson, because he was leaving him from back of the length, so he just took a gamble. He knew Dravid wanted to get off the mark, so it was a lot fuller, and Dravid waited and hit it as it went past him. Best way to hit the outswinger. Don't try and hit mid-off extra cover, go squarer. Find the gap, get your first boundary.
Just a push. Rahul Dravid, very good timing. Let's have a look at those 2 wickets. Got it through.
He doesn't push at the ball, that's the key. You see the bat just on the angle there. It's always going to go down from there.
Good shot again, well timed. Brings up the 100 for India.
Super shot. Again, it's hands. He gets out in front of himself, but the hands get control of the bat and just... There we go. See the hands going through the line. Look at the extension.
Slight change in the field. Now 3 men in that semicircle between mid-off and the point. Oh, excellent delivery.
Just one of those, Mikey, you're happy to miss. Absolute beauty.
Five-dot balls. It's just a matter of survival for Rahul Dravid in this last over leading up to lunch. That's all he'll be thinking about. Just over an hour at the crease so far, Rahul Dravid. Left alone, too wide. So that's a maiden over again from Tremlett. But India will be happy with getting through to lunch with just the 2 wickets down.
So good.
So he gets 4 runs for that, but let's be honest, you'd have to say As a bowler, you're thinking, oh, I've got a chance here.
Well, it's not a convincing shot, is it? It's not a genuine, what you might call late cut, where he's opened the face and deliberately tried to guide it down. He has tried to guide it, but it's almost instinctive in the end, and you'd feel as a bowler that there's a chance. Now that was deliberately played and nicely played. There was just a lot more control. He didn't seem to be rushed. There's no hint of panic in that stroke.
Question here for you, Athers. Your captainship. I'm bowler. I'm thinking he's looking to play this shot. Is he going to drive me through mid-off? I don't think so.
Well, the only thing you'd say about Tremlett being 6'8", you used to think this about Andy Caddick. He's more likely, I think, to go down to third man than get drilled through extra cover.
The best piece of fielding here. And that's 1-0.
He still hasn't hit any in front of square. Even that one went behind square. But it was nicely played. Many people talk about hitting in the V in cricket, and the V is taken to be mid-on and mid-off, but there are many different Vs. Some players just play naturally square and behind square of the wicket. In the West Indies, Rahul Dravid got a lot of runs in the Caribbean. That saw all his boundaries against seam in the recent Caribbean tour. So a lot of good on drives, but a lot of either glides or edges, whatever they were, down through third man. So England might want to think about that. In swinger and well played. Dravid saw it, got into a good position and got enough bat on it to take it to 4. It's his first runs in front of square in this innings. Should say after lunch. So these two great players have got to start. Dravid 32, Tendulkar 32. When you're age 38 as they are, that is the key. Getting in, getting a start. Might take a little more time to get the eyes going and the feet going, but they're in now. Looking good. This is over pitched by Anderson, and Dravid onto that front foot. 3 boundaries in the over, and the 150 is up.
Thanks very much. We've all been at it on commentary, comparing and contrasting two greats of the game, Dravid and Tendulkar. Just have a look at this, because you can see here it sums it up quite nicely. Dravid is in the red and Tendulkar is the yellow, of course. Just see how late Dravid is happy to take the ball. Right on the crease line there, those angled bats down to third man and through the cover region. Then compare that to Tendulkar, full face, wants to present the full. And then Kevin Pietersen in this innings, a bigger sample. Look how much stride Kevin Pietersen gets.
That's it. Work from Cook.
Fascinating, isn't it? Just to see the different ways that two great players, and I'll say that two in Dravid and Tendulkar, and then maybe down the line Pietersen, maybe we'll call him a great future, but different methods employed by the three players.
Just a couple of catwalk this over.
And it seems low because a lot of players would play this off the front foot. Nick's just told us about how he's played the quicker man late. He plays the spinner late as well, so he will go back at that and look for the cut shot and find the cut shot and get a boundary.
Makes some dainty footwork, and again this is quick footwork. Picks up length very early and rocks back. Such a good shot. Gives himself a touch of room as well. Picks up that length.
Forward turn. Is there an inside edge there? They're appealing for everything here, England. LBW for court. They can review it for the catch. And that's what Strauss is debating with Pryor and Swan.
A lot of spin. Bit of bounce as well. Running out of time here. No review.
Remember the new DRS, you can't review it for the pads for the LBW, but you can for the catch. So did it flick anything inside edge or glove? Don't think so. Rahul's going back to very full deliveries, so it wasn't out for the inside edge. What about the LBW shout, which they went up for first? Impact in line, turning too much. It is spinning for Swan.
Oh, skipper.
Edge this time, dropped again. A harder catch, but again, it's dropped. 159 for 3.
The harder catch, diving away to his right, Graham Swan. An eventful over, cruel over for Stuart Broad. This is the second one. He'll catch that all day. Smashes into his right hand, diving to his right. He'll say that's a comfortable catch. 2 grasped in the same over.
Cut away, backward a point. Chase for Broad himself. Should he dive? Will he dive? He does, but he doesn't save any runs. It will be another boundary to Dravid. Eases the pressure on him. He moves to 46. It's 164 for 3. It has been a fascinating hour
To take.
Beautifully placed. Thread the ball through between mid-wicket and mid-on. And it does bring up a wonderful 50 for Rahul Dravid.
38 years old, playing his 154th Test match, and still hungry, it seems, for runs. Made 100 in the Caribbean in the recent series. India were involved in there. He's one of the senior players who did go there, and maybe that cricket he's been playing has been useful. .50 then from 99 balls now.
Dravid, 38-year-old, wanted 2 there. It was a comfortable 2. 24-year-old said no.
So Swan has a lower trajectory, spins his off-spinner hard, but gets curve as well past the outside edge. So you might say, Bumble, that Swan is a very traditional English-style off-spinner who gets in that classical sideways position and gets curve and drift, and Harbhajan is a modern-day off-spinner from the subcontinent. Think of Murali and Ajmal, who gets chest on with a high arm and bowls with more overspin, gets more bounce.
Placed beautifully. Through the gap, 4 runs.
You might be thinking at home, what sort of pace Jonathan Trott. 71 miles an hour that last delivery, so it's pleasant.
Well, he's got that away beautifully. It's behind square. It's well away from Morgan, who's the man on the boundary. And Anderson will know that was a poor delivery. Too much width, too short, too much of an opportunity for Dravid just to help himself to 4 runs there. And he wasn't going to make a mistake with that one.
I think Jimmy Anderson wanted Morgan more towards the 3rd man position than the backward point position. There he goes, pushing him in that direction. Now he's gone to 3rd man.
Yeah, he's getting Morgan to cover that, and he's got Peterson now as well on the cover boundaries. So this is where you can understand much more England wanted to prevent the boundaries. Well, it seems that Dravid is unfussed about taking the odd
balls left in the over. You get more than a single, though. That's a very firm shot down the ground. And it runs away to the boundary. So Dravid into the 90s.
And all these runs are hurting England. Just 11 runs now to avoid the follow-on.
It's a lovely shot. There's a man out, but it is to no effect. Dravid has fairly drilled that to the boundary, and he now has 98.
And some great shots in this game so far by both sets of players. I think this probably eclipses most of them. High elbow just off the ground, punches it through extra cover. Can get a lot better than that.
2 away, it will be a great moment for a great player, an undeniably great player. There's one, and a second. Well played, Rahul Dravid. A wonderful moment for a wonderful player. He's a very decent guy as well. That's his 33rd Test 100 and his first at Lord's.
Brilliant scenes and nothing more than he deserves, Rahul Dravid. Played most of his career, in fact all of his career, in the shadow of the great Sachin Tendulkar. And it is his light that shines brightest here at Lord's, and he gets his name on the honours board.
Emotional moment this for Rahul Dravid, but he will know as his heart settles down that there is work to do still. Take a moment out to compose himself, reflect ever so briefly on what he's achieved, and push on.
Well, that's a good shot. He'll get more than 1 for that. I think the umpires might have a look, but for the time being it's 2.
I'll just have a quick look, because Morgan did disturb the boundaries. Just what time? He's okay there. Absolutely fine. For bowling out this brilliant Indian batting lineup for just 286. One man stood alone. The wall, the rock, Rahul Dravid, unbeaten on 103. All of Lord's, including his team, stand to the great man.
Well, let's hear from Rahul Dravid now. He spoke to Ian Ward at the close of play.
Made my Test debut here and finished 5 runs short of getting on the honours board. So it was always something that sort of stayed with me in some ways, and you know, I couldn't achieve that in the 2 other tours that I came here. So it's just nice to do it today. It's a great ground, and you know, it's always a packed house, and you know, to do it here is always special. Yeah.
You had to fight too.
It was hard work. Yeah, it was tough. It was one of my better hundreds, and you know, I had a bit of luck, and you know, I think you know, you need some luck sometimes, but yeah, I mean, I had to work quite hard. They bowled really well. They swung the ball right through the day. I thought that, you know, Swan was a great contest. I thought he bowled beautifully. So, yeah, it was hard work. I mean, it's very satisfying to get 100 against an attack like that, you know, really tested you right through the day. It's occasions like this and, you know, score 100 when the team needs you with the back to the ball, and that's what you remember, I guess, at the end of your career.
Well, you had to fight hard for your team today, but your team has got to fight hard to get out of this Test match with a draw, or are you still ambitions on winning it?
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, the way we are, I mean, we need a miracle to win it from here. We need to really knock them over quickly tomorrow. The ball is swinging, and, you know, who knows, if you have a bit of luck. But if not, I mean, if the first session, if you're not able to take too many wickets, then we'll have to fight hard to save this Test match. And we know that. We've got some quality in the side. And we've been in these situations before, and we fought ourselves out of it in the last 2 or 3 years. So it's going to be another big test.